Investigators trying to figure out what killed a woman who was visiting her husband in prison. She died back on November 13th at Mule Creek State Prison in Ione.
A few moments later.
4 months after a woman died while visiting an inmate at Mule Creek State Prison, we've learned her death is now deemed a homicide.
She was strangled.
62-year-old Stephanie Dowles from the Los Angeles area died at Mule Creek State Prison in Ione on November 13th at about 2 in the morning. Her family tells us she was visiting her husband, 54-year-old David Brinson. He's been in prison since 1994, and court records show a jury convicted Brinson of 4 counts of murder, and he was sentenced to 4 consecutive life terms without the possibility of parole. But he was allowed family visits. So it was during one of those visits that Dowles died. We know she was a hairstylist and a small business owner, and she was very close with her community in Southern California.
Yo, YouTube, what's going on? Trey back again, hit y'all another video. Hope y'all having a very great day. Hope y'all having a very great week. My day is going absolutely blessed. Big shout out to all the channel members and subscribers of the Trey King Show family, and much love to each and every last one of you all. And you all, we have a story out of California by way of our own. And big shout out to everybody in the great state of California, everybody outside the great city of our own. Now, before I start this story, I want to send a special thank you out to my channel members and also to my subscribers for sending me this story. And also, keep these stories coming. Now, as you all may know, I tell y'all all the time to be careful with who you align yourself with in life, because you just never know the outcome. As in the case of this story right here, where we have a woman who goes by the name of Stephanie Dowles, 62 years old, who was murdered, yes, murdered by her prison husband, 54-year-old David Brinson. Now, this is an update from a story I did roughly last November, where the story first said that we had a woman who went and seen her husband doing a conjugal visit, and unfortunately, the woman passed away some kind of way.
Investigators trying to figure out what killed a woman who was visiting her husband in prison.
Now, when the story first aired November the 13th, we did not know how she died, but we knew things were quite suspicious. And we wasn't the only one that found Stephanie's death suspicious. Also, the prison, Mule Creek State Prison that is, found the death suspicious along with the coroner. And now when the story was first reported, it stated that Stephanie Dowles, 62 years old, went to Mule Creek State Prison to see her husband during a conjugal visit. Now, some of you all may not know what a conjugal visit is, and some of you all may know what a conjugal visit is. A conjugal visit is basically between family, like husband and wife and children. And the way the Mule Creek State Prison has their conjugal visit set up is the security staff have to approve it, the prison have to approve it, and also the person that you are trying to see to get to come visit you have to prove it also, and that person must sign a waiver just in case anything happens. Because you got to understand, you're not going to a church, you're going to a state prison where we have hardcore killers at, as in the case of David Brinson. And now, unfortunately, on November 13th, Stephanie Dowles was visiting her husband, David Brinson, where it was said that
they say just after 2 o'clock in the morning, the inmate called prison guards to say his wife had passed out.
David Brinson had alerted the security staff that Stephanie Dowles had passed out. But lo and behold, we found out that was a lie. Now, after calling the security staff to come to the apartment-style place where they was visiting at, that's when security noticed Stephanie Dowles unconscious. And they immediately called for security and also called for the ambulance. But unfortunately, roughly like 40-something minutes later, Stephanie Dowles was pronounced deceased. And everybody found it quite suspicious. Because number one, Stephanie Dowles was perfectly fine when she came and seen David Brinson. So what took place between those hours where they was left alone? And those conjugal visits that some of those inmates get are a privilege to those inmates. So you have to earn it. It's not given to you. So you would think someone that's have a privilege as so far as to being able to go be intimate with their wife, spend time with their wife one-on-one, they would appreciate that. This goes to show you how much people really appreciate you and respect what you have done for them. Some folks do not give a damn. But they also have an old saying, family, past behavior is a great indicator for what? Future behavior. So if you have somebody who's already in prison for killing 4 people.
54-year-old David Brinson. He's been in prison since 1994, and court records show a jury convicted Brinson of 4 counts of murder.
And let me explain to you all the reason why David Brinson was in prison. And now David Brinson was convicted of murder back in '93, where he killed 4 people during a robbery. And it was said that David Brinson, along with 2 accomplices, broke inside this man's apartment and killed the man along with his roommate, and also 2 people that were visiting the man. They was going to watch a football game, the story goes. And not only did David Brinson kill everybody inside the apartment, but he also killed these people execution style. That's why they gave him 4 life sentences along with an extra 20 years due to the nature of how he killed these people. So I'm going to ask you all this. Why would a woman, or why would anybody, but especially a woman, since that's what we're talking about, why would a woman want to go spend time with somebody like that? I mean, out of all the men in the world, now I know the pickings are slim. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to tell you who to love. But at the same time, out of all the men in the world, why would you choose to marry a convicted felon who's in prison for 4 life sentences plus 20 years for murdering 4 people? And lo and behold, Stephanie Dowles became the 5th person. But as the story goes also, just to give you a little background on Stephanie Dowles was a mother. Yeah, she had 2 sons. And to her sons, I am very sorry for your loss. And I know that you all try to talk to her along with the mom, as you all see. Now, the mom used to warn Stephanie Dowles before this took place that you cannot save everybody, because some of us had that attitude where we try to save everything, everybody that we see, and every animal. But you cannot try to save everybody, because guess what? Saving them, you'll end up losing who? Yourself, as in the case of this story right here. So they always have a saying, warning comes before destruction. But you also have people calling out the prison. They mad at the prison. But at the same time, you got to understand this right here. You got to understand what you're dealing with. You signed up for this, because I know Stephanie Dowles did not know that this man was going to kill her. But at the same time, family, you got to think about this. And the reason why I said that, if this man is low down enough to murder 4 people, shoot them in the back of their head, execution style, doing a robbery, what do you think he would do to you? And true enough, some of you all might be saying, well, Trey, that happened 31, 32 years ago. It doesn't matter. That's who he is. Because guess what? Evidently, he never changed.
And court records show a jury convicted Brinson of 4 counts of murder, and he was sentenced to 4 consecutive life terms without the possibility of parole.
So after David Brinson was convicted of 4 murders back in 1993, he was sentenced to the California Department of Corrections in 1994, where he entered the prison system. Because anytime you get in trouble and you never been to the prison system, they're going to automatically take you out to jail, especially for charges like this, and send you to the state penitentiary. Now, David Brinson was not at Mule Creek the whole time. He did not wind up at Mule Creek to guess when, family? August 28th of last year. So this man was only at Mule Creek State Penitentiary for only 2.5 months before he killed Stephanie Dowles. Think about that. And the question I have to the prison, yes, Mule Creek that is, and also to the Department of Corrections in California, what did this man do so good to make you all want to allow him to have conjugal visit? Answer that for me. Because as you all see, conjugal visits are a privilege. So you already know that he just came to this prison. So how in the hell was he allowed this visit? That's what I want to know. And also it says, as you all see at the bottom, that he had already received 4 serious violations, 4 serious write-ups, what they call incident reports. Now, you would think by California Department of Corrections having this information that they will keep a close eye on David Brinson. So this is what I want to know right here, family, in closing. Why would the California Department of Corrections, Mule Creek State Prison that is, allow this man who's in prison for 4 life sentences, which means he's not going to get out. He's going to die in prison. He has natural life. Who allowed this man the right to have a conjugal visit? That's what I want to know. And also the fact that he already had 4 serious violations right up. And now, as you all see the front of this entrance, I had to block these people's face out because I didn't want to show their face. This is how those apartment style places look where they had these visits at. I could not get a picture of the inside or all the way around because I barely got this. But this is how the outside looked leading toward the front door area. So as you all can see, they still trying to treat these inmates like they're human or whatnot. And you would think somebody would appreciate that, especially a person who's been in prison for like 31 years, 32 years. You would think that person would appreciate that. And also the fact that you got a woman who chose to marry you and chose to stand by your side, even though you were never getting out of prison. So I want to ask you all once again, what could make a woman want to marry a man such as David Brinson when there's so many other men out here? Now look, I know the pickings are slim. I know that men play games. I know that women want somebody who's going to be there for them. But at the same time, this is not the place. And that's why you see on the thumbnail, family, where it says, looking for love in the wrong place. Let God send somebody to you. And guess what? If God don't send nobody to you, it ain't meant for you to be with nobody. But also, the Sun said that Stephanie Dowles was encouraging David Brinson to be a better man, reading the Bible with the man, and also making sure that he's trying to get some kind of education. Because you got to understand, he was already in prison since he was 23. But in closing, Stephanie Dowles, for whatever reason, she thought she could change this man. But at the same time, you cannot change people. People have to want to change on their own. And most of all, you can't change a devil. And they have an old saying, when people show you who they are, believe them the first time. He showed y'all who he was.
24-year-old David Brinson. He's been in prison since 1994, and court records show a jury convicted Brinson of 4 counts of murder.
He's a damn murderer. That's why he ended up murdering somebody else later on in life. And you would think, once again, that he would appreciate what they was trying to give him at Mule Creek State Prison, because naturally he should have received the death penalty. And that's what they were trying to give him way back in 93 until he took that plea bargain. And that's how he copped out to 4 life sentences. Because the goal in the beginning was to kill him. And look what happened. He ended up killing somebody else. But anyway, you all let me know what you think about this video. If there's anything I may have missed or misinformed, which is not my true intent, please let me know in the comment section, or you can email me and we can talk about it more there. If you like the video, push that like button. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel and become a channel member. Also share the video with your family and friends. Till next time, you all stay blessed, and I will see y'all soon on the next Trey King Show. And one last thing, use your heart and not your eyes. And I will see y'all soon. And guess what? I'm out.